Hello, you guys. Today we are going to be working on the game of tutoring, and we're doing some coaching today to find out exactly what levels people are at and, uh, give advice, coaching ideas to be able to help with the next level. Today we have Michele Tobe who's joining us. So, welcome, Michele. Glad to have you.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. This is going to be fun, I hope. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I don't bite too much, I promise. So
Okay.
excited to have you here. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your tutoring business.
I am a math tutor for students in grades 4 to 8, mostly for those who are struggling and have gaps in their knowledge, but also for those who are looking for a little bit more of a challenge than they get in the classroom. I was a classroom teacher for almost 20 years, and I did it all from grades 4 to 8. I taught a regular class, but most of my career was working with kids in special ed. And in September, I just decided to jump in and start my tutoring business after watching Impact 4, and I got involved in Jumpstart, and here I am, still working
Yay.
on my growth and trying to build up a clientele.
Yeah, I love it. How many students do you have right now?
One.
Yay. Oh, no. You say it so sadly. No, you got one. That's fantastic. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, we
One.
always wanna have
Okay.
we always wanna have
Yeah.
more, right? I mean, more is always our goal inside of our business. We can't pay our bills with just one. We need to have, a full slew of students that we're able to work with sometimes in order to pay the bills and do all of that kind of stuff. So it is really important, obviously, to have more than one student, but you're gonna get to learn all the tactics and techniques that you need in order to gain those students. So when you've gone through the game of tutoring, I know you've kinda have taken a look at it. What level have you been able to determine that you're at?
I think I'm a level 2.
Okay, great. And so you have most of the items on level 1, really taken care of for your business. All of those are in place, ready to go. It really comes down to, getting more students to learn about you, right? And being able to get them fond. Because the only thing that's really, really separating the 1 to 2 is that really that income piece. But sometimes we can go deeper too inside of some of our level 1 stuff and just see, what there could we focus on that could help with being able to get more students. So, as we take a look at some of these pieces, what have you done to spread the word about your tutoring service? Because I know you've done a lot, so let's start there.
I have, when I first started, I let my family and friends know. Then I
Mhm.
reached out further and let my previous teachers that I've worked with, and I've worked with at so many schools that there are quite a few contacts and principals. And I've been working tirelessly on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and in the last 2 and a bit months, since the middle of January, really pushing LinkedIn. That's my focus these days, and I'm getting impressions and I'm getting views, and I have maybe somewhere between 3 to 6 posts a week on all three of those social media. And I have just decided I want to start working in a networking group, a BNI group. I'm going to visit one next week, and I'll make a decision if it's something I want to continue with or invest in. And I'm hoping that that will be a great opportunity. Um, so, yeah, that's pretty much what I've done.
Awesome. And you're also a member of our Insider Secrets Club too, as well, aren't you? Oops, I think we froze there. Oops, there
Okay,
we go.
you
You
just
froze for a
froze on
second.
me. Okay, yeah,
We did. We had the
okay.
whole freeze thing going. So you're also a member of our Insider Secrets Club as well. So you're able to network with other tutors as
I,
well.
I'm I'm not. I'm not.
You're not. Oh,
No.
okay. Okay. Because
But if okay.
Yeah, no, I because this is where we also dive deeper on inside of the game of tutoring. So you get to
Mhm,
network with people who are at a similar level as you, but then you also get to network with other people inside of the community through many different opportunities, through, book clubs, through um, uh, all those kinds of things. So I did BNI.
mhm,
What I found about BNI that was tough for an online tutor is that you're constantly having to refer the services of the people that are inside of there. So, people who have a massage business, a realtor business, who else was inside of that group? There was somebody who, um, she she sold, like, swag kinda materials for businesses, and so to refer those people to the people in my network, I was just like, "Is that what I wanna be focusing all of my time on?"
yeah,
Or and that's where I came up with insiders, because I was like, "What if we had a community of tutors where it's like we're getting to know the different tutors inside of the community, and we can refer each other when we have people reaching out to us that are looking for services." And then that way, um because tutors are going to have people asking them if they tutor all kinds of things. You'd be surprised at some of the things that people have asked me if I tutor that, um, and I'm just like, I don't even know how you came up with that I would even tutor that, but okay." I'm like, "I don't, but I can
mhm,
refer you to somebody inside of our community." So, I do find that that's it's a better way, because the other way of connecting with those people that are doing massages and that kind of stuff, like, yeah, I can go out and I can refer you and those kinds of things, and then you can refer my tutoring services. As people are like, well, everybody's got kids, but not everybody has kids that struggle in the area that we have, right? So it's not a targeted type of networking. Could it work? Sure. I had a women's group that I was a part of too, and so that one I did every single Wednesday we met. And there was a Tupperware lady, there was a lawyer, there was a who else was there was a social media person inside of there, and there was a jewelry person. Oh, and there was a send out cards lady. I still use send out cards today because of her. Made it easy for me, but honestly, like, the Tupperware lady actually was an adult who struggled with reading and became a really close friend of mine, and she did move forward with some reading tutoring services with me, and that's how I found out that working with adults was not my thing. So, I mean, there was a little bit of an ROI there, with that specific person that I got to work with, but again, it wasn't my ideal student that I got
mhm.
referred to. It was that specific person who wanted to increase their own reading for their own reach their own goals in life. So, yeah. Welcome, Suzanne. Glad you are here and joining us. Glad to have you. But at the same time, just because something didn't work for me doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you. So you can definitely check it out. Nothing hurts. You get a free lunch on BNI for your first meeting. So they'll go on in and you'll get to see what the meetings look like and see, is that something that I want to attend every single week,
Mhm,
in order to raise awareness about my business. And it may or may not be something that you choose to do. For in-person tutoring places, I've seen it be very effective, because they can do like different types of collaborations together. Like, I know Michael Gibbon had like an in-person tutoring business, and he ended up collaborating with somebody who, I think it was somebody who did like massages, and it was like a wellness day. And so they had like a wellness day, and then the parents could come on in and they could get massages or something like that. I don't remember what it was specifically. It was something like that. And so they were able to kind of cross promote each other's services, because they both had in-person tutoring, not in-person tutoring, but in-person
mhm.
businesses. So it was helpful that way. I don't know. I mean, I might not have given it enough of a chance. I mean, I gave it a year with a women's group, and it was every week, every single Wednesday. That's
And
a
you
big
only got
commitment.
the one adult student, like, you
Yeah,
didn't get any kids being referred to you, or that's
right. Because
surprising, wow.
Well, the thing is, you don't know if they know any kids. The people that had joined the group, they were at the age where they were just about ready to become, like, grandparents,
Mhm,
was the age of the women that were inside of that group,
mhm,
except for the one who was younger and just wanted to increase her own reading, right? But
mm,
the rest of them, like the lawyer, she was probably they were in their 40s, the people that were attending the group. So their kids were already out of the stage of needing a tutor for the services that I specifically tutor.
mhm, mhm,
So, yeah, it just really depends on who that group is made up of, if it's gonna be helpful or not. And I've heard the same thing too, even um, with the local, groups as well, with, like, the Chamber of Commerce and that kind of stuff. We got stuff falling all over the place here. Yes, and Elaine, she's got an in-person tutoring, and she collaborated with a wellness person on Wellness Day. Um, so Elaine it works for Elaine again, she's got an in-person business, and I don't know, is it because it's in person versus online? I don't know, I can't really say or not, but you have been doing a lot. I've seen you doing a lot of things on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, um, and doing lots of types of posts and interacting with other people's posts, because that's important as well, that it's not just like me pushing out all of my content and all of that. um let's take a look at the types of posts that you have. Sometimes it's when we take a look at what's being placed out there, that can be helpful. So I think we are connected on LinkedIn, correct?
We are. And LinkedIn has been as I said, my biggest focus lately. And I like my posts on LinkedIn. My Facebook and Instagram have been the same posts, like 4 weekly, which I've kind of taken a pause on. And I don't think they're the best strategy. I might change up my strategy for Facebook and Instagram, but yeah, I'd like to hear your feedback on my LinkedIn posts.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the screen. Let's come on over here and we will go to share screen. I
Oh,
got the
I'm
wrong one.
just
Here
seeing
we
that
go.
there's a chat. I could read, "Hi, Suzanne and Annette." Okay, all right.
I love it. So we have a post here. It looks like it's a video.
Hmm,
Oh,
it's
I
just an
think I
image.
don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just an image with that. Okay, it doesn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Um and it talks about
That was just like, kind of hoping to make engagement sort of post. That but most of them have a CTA.
okay. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a second step.
Oh, so I
Um,
have, on Facebook and Instagram, I do a motivation Monday quote, and that's from
uh-huh.
my Facebook and Instagram feed. And one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to pop that into LinkedIn and just see how it hits. And and
Yeah.
the first one I put into LinkedIn wasn't even on a Monday; it was just like a random day, and it had the
Mhm.
most likes and the most engagement of any LinkedIn post that I've had. So
This
since
one
then,
this one did?
not that
Oh,
one in no, not that one in particular, but the Monday motivation post, like just that stuff, like a quote. So I
okay.
I decided, you know what? If people are gonna like it, I'll continue posting them if it's gonna extend my reach. And
Sure.
I've really worked on having a highlight, like, so if I make a comment, someone sees my name and they'll see, like, your child's math guide, math tutor, or I forget exactly what I've written. So even if they don't visit my profile, they'll still see a little bit about me if this happens to hit their feed. Um, yeah.
Got it. Got it, got it, got it. And so the QR code on here, you use that inside of Instagram and Facebook as well?
um, yeah, it goes to a link tree. It's Yeah, I just kind of I didn't work hard on that one, but it is a link tree.
Okay, so I would actually get rid of,
Yeah,
your QR code because if I want you to imagine I'm scrolling on my phone and I see a QR code.
yeah,
How can I how can I use
yeah,
that QR code to find you?
yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, it works if you're on your computer and you can flash your phone in front of it, but yeah,
Right, 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 but most people are flashing on their
yeah.
on their phone, so yeah, that's not gonna really help. Okay, and I'm noticing here, like, you're while this doesn't have, like, a lot going on here, you wanna make your image something that's gonna catch their attention versus being something it feels very random. The,
It
this one
yeah,
that you're posting and the one up here too
yeah.
with just a clock here, like, I would add something that's relevant to your
I
specific
yeah,
post.
I what if you scroll down? I mean, those most recent 3 were are not, like, typical. They were just
Yeah.
one-off sort of posts. I sound
Yeah,
like
I
I'm
love how you
making
have a question here, this is great.
yeah, okay.
Um, questions are fantastic, and you notice you got more comments with that as well.
Mhm,
So, that's definitely the stuff. Um, I like how you posted, "Hey, you've got some exciting news, top teaching voice, fantastic." I like that. That's really great stuff. And then another thing to kinda think about too is, creating a specific image that it leads us more into why I wanna read your words.
mhm,
Why do I wanna read that, right? So, "Hi, I'm a chatbot," doesn't really catch my attention, but if there was something more like this one catches my attention a lot.
mhm.
So this is very eye-catching. When was the first time you realized a teacher's not always right? And then here you actually don't have more information on up here. Like you could share time about when you realized a teacher
Mhm.
was not always right, right? And you could share your experience inside of that post as well. And then this one, you do have more information, which is fantastic. Great. Um, and it's not about always having the perfect post either, right? But this one here, this doesn't tell me anything about what you wrote. It's just an image. So it's something that I'm going to scroll past, right? Even with this where you have a beautiful smile that's going on here, um, there's nothing that is grabbing my attention to actually read what you wrote. And so that's going to be really, really important that we have those kinds of things that are going on, with the posts. I'd like to see some actual call to actions inside of your posts on what is the next step to work with you, because I don't see that at all, in the image. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't put that in the image, I put that in the post, but okay.
Right, but what happens if they don't ever read the post?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're scrolling, 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 "Wait a minute, um, I mean, this is great, 2 students, same gaps, different learning needs. I like that, that's really cool. So this catches my attention to want to read what you wrote up here. So this is a great example of, like, from you that you've done that gets me wanting to read. Notice you've got 5 comments here, 1 repost, because other people are also connected to that. So this has a um higher engagement rate. And you can also take a look and begin analyzing your different things. Which ones are having higher engagement rate than others, and what do you notice about the ones that do have a higher engagement rate? Right. So we want to have different types of content, and I've actually shared inside of our Insider Secrets Club an entire content calendar for the entire year of different things for people um, to specifically write about, because a lot of times we don't know what to write about, but we have things that are holiday related because there's a day for everything, right? So we can always use that as an opportunity. You don't have to post on every single one, but there's an opportunity, a lot of opportunities for that. We have a holiday bucket. We've got a content bucket. So that's where I am sharing content that is really useful for people to take action on. We have a connect bucket where it's a way for me to connect. We have an ask bucket, like you asked a question, and then we have the educate and we have convert. So about every 5 or every 4 or 5 posts, one of them is showing people how they can work with me. And the connect, a lot of times I'm sharing, like, information about success stories from the students that I'm working with. And it doesn't have to be a testimonial. A lot of people think, like, that stuff has to be a testimonial in order to, I'm gonna hit stop sharing there. A lot of people think it has to be a testimonial in order to get eyeballs on it, but it could even just be a comment that a parent has left, right? It could be a message that they have shared that you can screenshot, or it could be you sharing a win of the student without mentioning the student's name, right? This student, got an A on his last math test would be the type of post that you could write. And how did he get an A? Like, you could write that then in the description. That's gonna catch people's attention because people want results,
Mhm.
right? And so they're looking for that kinda stuff. So we have people that are in 3 different stages when they come and they meet us. We have awareness stage where they're just becoming aware of us and they're getting to learn about us. The second stage is they are in the they know about us and they are looking to learn more about us, and the last stage is the decision stage. They're deciding whether they wanna work with us or not, and so we need to provide content for all of those different stages that somebody could be at so we can move people through the online funnel. Do you have a website as well? Is that finished? That
Oh,
you're
yeah.
awesome, because that's gonna be a big piece too, and have you been able to optimize it for SEO?
It's not good. And I worked really hard on putting together my website, and I learned about SEO, and then I started focusing more heavily on social media and marketing and
Uh-huh.
put that aside. But yeah, I don't think it's very well optimized.
Well, and we could take a look too at like at your online presence, because the online presence is a big piece too. So if we take a look
Yeah,
and we type in Michelle Tobe tutor, and sometimes people are surprised at how well they are doing and they don't
yeah.
even know it. So
And that
let's
is
take a
why
look
I'm
and see.
focusing on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn comes up. I think it's one of the top 3 if you do a Google
Mhm.
search with my name.
Yeah.
So that's another
Yeah.
reason I'm working hard on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Oops. All right. So I just shared my other screen there. I'm going to share this screen. And let's hit this one right here. And let's just type on in. We're going to go to Google.
Ooh, that's so pretty, your background.
You know what? It was like a random thing that Google just, like,
Oh,
chose.
yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna type on in here. Is it 2 L's? Michelle Tope?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm just gonna put in here math tutor. We got our sponsored ones that come on up, of course, right? And then we have, 140 here's you, the online math tutor. Look at that.
Oh, so my website is that no, that's LinkedIn. Okay. Yep.
Yep, there's your LinkedIn, and then there's videos where you have been on different
Yep.
episodes. So you've got a really great start here. Look at all of this. See, I think sometimes we just get like, we get so like upset that, we don't have as much of a presence as we want to be able to have, but you really are building a presence here. And I think it's really, really important. Let's take a look. This probably isn't you, is it?
Nope.
Nope. We wanna kick that person off. She shouldn't be
Do
coming up on your page.
it.
Um, on your about page, what's your website?
TheOnlineMathTeacher.com.
Oh, let me go www, let me go up here. The online math teacher.com
Mhm.
and enter. There we
Yep.
go. All right. What is the next action that you would like people to take when they find your website? What's the first action you want them to take?
So the very first thing I want them to take when they visit my website
Mhm.
is to learn more about me and to learn about my services. And then, like, because I don't think they're just gonna come on and contact me.
Mhm.
So I think the first thing they will do is to
It's not what do you think they want them to do. I wanna know what is the action you want them to take when they come to your website, because we wanna have a clear call to action on every single page.
okay,
So,
so
is it to
realistically, I
get
want them to
a
contact me
consultation?
and give me their money and hire me.
No, well,
Yeah. No,
that
I
can't be the call.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
can't be the call to action. Is it
Okay.
to get a free assessment? Is it to get a
Oh,
consultation?
yes. It's
Which
it's
one?
to, for a consultation.
For a consultation. Okay. So, right on up here at the very top on every single page, you should have a button up here. It says get a free consultation.
Yeah,
Click this button right here. That should be
yeah,
right up on the right-hand side, and the reason why we want it up there is because when people see it there on every
yeah,
single page, they have that ability, it doesn't matter what page they land on, they're gonna see it, and they have that ability to click on it whenever they want to.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Whereas you have just contact me as your very
That's above the
first.
fold. Do me scroll down. I wanna
Yeah.
see how far down you have to go before you see that free it's quite yeah, there's my free consultation.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
And
okay.
that's where you
Yeah,
want this to be at the
yeah,
very tippy top up here because people may not make it that far.
yeah,
There's a tool that you can purchase, it's called Hotjar, and you can actually see how far people make it down onto your website. If people are not they're not gravitating towards your stuff right away, then they'll leave, right? But I do love this. Is the one size fits all approach to learning math in the classroom falling short for your child? Is math causing endless fun, frustration and confusion? I love this. The struggle to grasp unfamiliar methods and approaches can be overwhelming. You've got great information here. So now we want to be leading people to your website. Um, we also want to have, if we've got like on your about page here, you've got Michelle. Do you have this optimized for online math teacher, Michelle?
probably not because I'm not quite sure what that means or how to do that. So probably not.
Okay.
But I'm in the
So,
process of connecting with someone who hopefully will ultimately help me with that.
okay. I was gonna say it's not hard to do. Are you using Wix or are you using a different tool?
Yes, Wix.
Okay, because you just go onto that specific page and then you'll be able to optimize it for like if you like if I want to optimize because this is how people are going to type me in. They're going to type in my name and they're going to type in tutor, right? So it could be that I just put in Joanne Kaminsky math tutor or Joanne Kaminsky on like reading tutor for my about page. And that is the H1 the heading that I'm using. So, let me show you. I'm gonna go to Wix real quick to show you where would that go. So, if I go to Wix, and now I'm gonna go to Reading Tutor. I've gotta edit mine as well, so this is perfect. I don't need to take a tour. I am gonna go to my website here. They've changed the way it looks significantly, to be able to
Yeah,
find
they
everything.
recently
Don't
had
you
an
love when they
update.
do that? Yeah. It's always crazy. So if I wanna go to edit my site, I'm gonna go to manage plan. This says, "Welcome, Joanne." I wanna go to resources. I don't wanna go to the academy. Blog, video library, apps, site, and mobile app. There's where I wanna go. And now I can go to my site. I'm gonna click edit site. And of course, it has to go through its little thingy because it takes forever. But as soon as we, like, log on in here, I'm just gonna show you where you can go to enter those keywords for your web pages, and that should help you then to just continue for your website to show on up for your web page. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we type in your name, your website should be one of the things that pops on up.
Yeah.
So, if I go over here to my about, I am going to now go to on here my about. We're going to edit it. So we're going to go to add apps, site design, pages, pages and menus. There we go. About. I'm going to click on these three little dots.
Mhm.
And then I am going to go to my settings. About. So this is what is gonna show up on the menu, which is
Mhm.
great. That is set. I can go to advanced settings, layout, permissions, SEO basics. And you can see here it says about title tag is about Joanne Kaminski, struggling reading tutor. So, I was putting myself on there. So the title tag should have what you want people to be able to find you. So if we put in Joanne Kaminski, struggling reading tutor, you're probably going to see my website pop on up
So
because I've added that in there
is that title tag visible on your webpage, or that's just something that's behind the scenes?
behind the scenes.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
if you come on over here, you see that I was able to I could change this and I could have Joanne Kaminski,
Mhm.
all of that kinda stuff. I really
But
gotta
it's not
edit this. I don't like
necessary.
the
Okay,
format.
I like that.
It's
Mhm.
not necessary that it has to necessarily be there.
Yeah,
It just so that's the important thing just about, like, setting it up and optimizing it so that you have that ability to get found. So now
yeah.
let's check out if Joanne's, theory is right. I'm gonna put in Google because I just wanna use Google to specifically
Okay. I
check
I
it.
was told I should have my name, Michelle Taube, on every single page, and I thought, I mean, I'll do it if that helps, but if I could do it as the title tag, but not
Mhm,
necessarily have it as
mhm.
one of the headings, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable.
No, your title tag should be your keyword. So this is gonna be a keyword. You don't
Ah,
have your keyword. Yes, your name is a keyword, but it's only one keyword. It's not the only keyword, and I think that's important to know. So I'm gonna
mhm.
put here Joanne Kaminski tutor. I'm just gonna put tutor, Joanne Kaminski tutor. Just see. Yes, the very first thing that pops on up is my website. Do you see that?
Mhm.
And it's the about page. Do you see that? Because I added that on the about page. Joanne Kaminski tutor. Even though I have Joanne Kaminski struggling reading tutor added on there, I also get found for Joanne Kaminski tutor. So that is going to be the key point there. You wanna have for every single one of your pages a relevant keyword for each of your pages. Each page, you don't wanna have the same keyword for every single page. You wanna have a different keyword for every single page. So my home page should be, okay, what is the granddaddy if I were to put, like, online math teacher, right? Is that my granddaddy, like, keyword that I want people to find me for? And is that the one that has the most, ability for me to get found for using, the formula that you learned in Jumpstart? If so, then that's what I'm gonna have on my homepage. Then on my about page, I'm gonna use my name and I'm gonna use tutor in there somehow. It doesn't even have to be all next to each other, but I'm gonna say my name and tutor on there. The next one is going to be, um, we have testimonials, right? And so what are other people saying about, your website? You may have different topics that you teach in math that you wanna highlight. Maybe you do algebra 1 and you found a good algebra 1. So you could have a services page and then, each one of those could link to a separate page of the services that you have so that that entire page is dedicated to just the algebra 1 or the algebra 2 or, you know, the foundational math or whatever it is that you're focusing on. So hopefully that helps a little bit more as when it comes down to it. You just want one keyword per page. And the same thing with a blog post. Have you been able to do any blogging or anything like that for your website?
Not yet. Eh, I have about a trillion things that I would like to do. Blogging is one of them, but I find, just creating social media posts, like, frequently and engaging with other people and responding to them is just takes up a lot of time, and, I just
And
haven't
it's
had a
not
chance to
working
do
yet,
that.
and it's not working yet. So I
Mhm,
would think about creating a content strategy that leads somewhere for you versus randomly posting on social media without
mhm,
having a plan. Having a
mhm,
plan and thinking about how am I bringing people back to my website so that they can get started with me? So, what content can I create on my website that I can then share on social media to bring them back to my website? And it's not all just me like pitching my services, right? It's other types of content that I have on there as well. Um, to be able to focus on there. But also on your website, feature the places that you've been online, and been interviewed by other people. There should be, videos of you being interviewed by those people because that shows you as an
mhm,
expert, and that's going to, help with that as well. You already have that on there?
mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
great,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And I'm also not only do I have the full videos out, I'm in the process of chopping them up into bite-sized pieces that I'll then post. I'll probably have, like, almost a year's worth of content with, like, 30-second clips, so, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And it takes time, but over time, I mean, continuing to connect with other tutors, continuing to, take a look at the lists and the things that you need to focus on. This is all going to help you when it comes to leveling up with your tutoring business and being able to take it to the next level. What are some of the things that you feel like you're struggling with the most as you take a look at the list of things to do for the game of tutoring? What are some of the things that either are taking up too much time, you're not able to take enough time to be able to focus on, or questions that you have?
Can you I don't have a list ready. I know I've received them on email. Actually, let me
Mhm.
look in my
Yeah, I have it right
okay,
here.
yeah, yeah, that's
I
good,
have it
that's
right
good.
here. So here's the
Good,
level
good, good.
1,
Okay.
and then you're at the level 2.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your sales funnel, how comfortable do you feel with your sales funnel?
Um, I don't have many leads coming in just into my funnel to begin with. I
Mhm.
do, I did create a freebie. I do have a very small email list. I have spoken
Great.
with people who I've had some consultations with who are on the fence and, things didn't work out.
Great.
So I do have an email list.
Uh-huh.
I do send messages out.
Good.
Every now and then I promote my freebies again.
Oh, okay. I was
And
gonna say, I didn't see your freebies on your LinkedIn at all.
they're listed as my publications, and I
Oh.
had one released, I released them in October, and then I re-released them again in January. So
Yeah.
you didn't go down far enough. But if it on my profile page, I actually have 3 resources listed as publications. I
Okay,
decided to
great.
take the liberty and do that.
And then if they click on that, they can get on your email list if they click on your freebie?
If they click on the freebie and enter their email address, yeah.
Yeah,
And
and that's
that
under
goes
the
to my
publications.
website. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Okay, so the link just goes to your website. Do you have a separate landing page then for your freebie for them
Yes.
so that they don't get lost in that? Okay, great.
Well,
Perfect.
it's on my like, I have Wix. Wix is my, email list and email distributor, um,
Mhm.
like my I had issues with ConvertKit, and I had issues with one of the other, um, I think MailChimp or something, and,
Mhm.
then I realized that Wix has their own autoresponder
Yeah.
system, so I've
Yeah.
just been using that and keeping it all in one.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. And how do you feel with the sales conversation?
I'm not 100% comfortable, and I know I will be with more experience and more opportunities to have a sales conversation. And I'm not. I don't feel like I'm somewhere like am I comfortable? Uncomfortable? I'm somewhere in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
and I think it's just an experience thing.
Yeah.
And I have a good, like, accountability partner and support group, and the last time I had a new referral, I actually phoned up or, contacted my partner, and I said, "Can I just do a little rehearsal with you first?" And so, I'm really happy that I have a good supportive community.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, and you got your website up and going. And website is an ongoing thing. We're constantly working on our website. You can see I need
Mhm,
to go back and there are things I need to edit on my website. I've got I have several websites. So it's constantly having to like go back and update, make better, what find out what things are working, what things are not working, all that great stuff. And do you have an email signature that points people back to your website?
so, okay, so this is something I wanna hear from you. I have I want people to visit my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I want people to visit my website. So I don't know what I want to include in my email signature. So I've created a link tree which has it all, and I have my link tree as part of my signature. What's your
Okay.
thought? Yeah. Okay.
And that can work. That can work. It just uh if as long as it's not a QR code, as long as it actually is a link,
Yeah. Yeah.
you'll be good. Because again,
Yeah.
like, if I'm looking up email, I'm usually on my phone or scrolling or doing those kinds of things, so I'm not about to pick up a phone and do that.
Yeah.
But the definitely having the email signature that leads to your link tree, some people might wanna have more of a direct so if you go to are you using a tool for your auto for
No,
your email?
for my signature, I did receive an email from you, like on, and I forget the name of the tool that you had recommended in that message, but it looked beautiful, like where you can create like a visual signature, and it's
Yeah,
almost like, a graphic that's on
yeah,
the bottom of your email.
yeah,
And I almost like I went into it, and then I kind of decided against it at the time because I wasn't
yeah,
quite sure what I wanted to commit to that, and I was fine um with my signature that I had
yeah.
for the
And it's
time being.
free. It's a free
Mhm,
tool. I mean, as long as it does work and it's bringing people back to where you want, that's all that matters. I do find having a direct link right there that would like say like right to your like to go to your
mhm,
website or check out your website would be helpful or useful.
mhm,
I'm always playing with different. I change mine around once in a while so that people are seeing different things, and I have that ability to do that inside of. Stamp,
mhm.
which is the tool that I use. But there's a
That's
lot of
good.
different email signature tools that you can utilize and they're free. The first one that you have is free. I like it because I can switch back and forth between, my tutoring business and my tutoring coaching that I do, but it does have that ability. And then you're on Google My Business?
I am not yet. And I just have to wrap my head around like I have privacy. I just it's in my head privacy issues.
Okay.
And I know that you can sign up for your Google Your Business and not have your address shown to the public, but I just have this hang up about having that kind of personal data in the Google system. And I think I might just have to get over that. Everybody says get on Google Business. I mean, you need it, and
Yes, because local
but
people will be able to
do
find
it
you by
without
typing in. Because 'cause
you can't
they'll
do
be
it
able to
without an
type on
address.
in. What they'll do is they'll type in "math tutor near me."
Mhm,
And that's how you'll get on, people finding you, and the people that are closest to you, you come to the top page, you come number 1. So they see you if they're closest to you compared to other tutoring businesses. So that's where that really works. I just got somebody from Oconomowoc, that's an area really close to me who found me because of my Google My Business.
mhm,
Um, I just got 3 leads this week that followed through with me. One was a referral from a parent where I've been working with her child, and she wants me to work with another child. The second one came from Google My Business, and the third one came from just a Google search. So, it's one of the top 3 strategies that works to get a consistent flow and stream of students. I would say if there would be one thing that you could do right now that would have the biggest ROI in your business would be to get the Google My Business set on up at this point in time. Um, the you can purchase an address. So you can go to your UPS and purchase an address. So if you don't wanna put your personal address on there, I have been told by other people who tried it that that works.
Okay, I've heard conflicting information about what Google requires for your address, that somebody said they had to prove their address.
They're gonna send you mail. And then
Mhm,
the link to verify so it's kind of like, you know how you go to a website and they say, "We're gonna send you a link to verify your address." And then
mhm,
they send it to your email, they send it to your phone. Well, what Google My Business does is they send it to the address that you gave them. So,
mhm.
if you have purchased an address from UPS, they're gonna send the mail there, you'll get the mail, and then you'll be able to do it that way, right? You'll be able to grab that mail and then still have that code and be able to put it inside of there. Um, so that is one thing that you can do, or, um some people get a PO box,
Mhm.
versus having um, giving away their actual address. That might work for you as well because then that doesn't give away your physical address to be able to do that. Or, like you said, if you want to be able to get on over it, I have never in my 15 years of being online and being on Google My Business had anybody show up to my house that was not asked for.
Yeah, well, and it's not. I mean, that is definitely okay, so that is part of, like, my issue, but, I mean, I know that you hide your address. It's more of
I don't hide my address. My address is on
yeah.
everything.
Well, okay, I know you could. Okay, but, yeah, it's more of, like, just the principle of the Google universe
Mm,
having information about me. Up until the time where I opened up my tutoring business, I had almost 0 social media footprint, and I was happy with that. And so, it's been a big mindset change having a business and putting myself out there and,
yeah.
marketing. So,
I
um,
know.
and it's not like, Joe Blow public that I'm afraid of having my information. It's corporate America, corporate global world having my information. It's just, every now and then I have these advertisements that pop up on my social media feed about things that I kind of had a whisper conversation with. I'm like, how do you
Right,
know this about me? And I
right.
don't like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I respect that. I respect that. It will hold you back from being
yeah.
found more. So, now that we're in business versus being
Hmm.
a employee somewhere, we do have 2 choices. We either can play the game or we can separate ourselves from the game and do it the harder way, but yeah, it's a tough one to overcome, and I understand people really wanting to protect their privacy, but now that we're a business, the last thing you really want is to hide behind a wall of privacy because nobody will find you, right?
We've come a long way since September. Okay.
I bet. I
Yeah.
know, I know, I
Okay.
know. I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
respect you. I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
respect your decisions and all of those kinds of things. My goal is just to push people just a
I hear
little
ya,
bit
and
further.
I'm gonna get on Google My Business, like, it's repeated over and over. Anybody who, like, inside the tutoring field, outside the field, get on it, so,
They're getting students from it. So, it's
yeah,
like, okay, do I wanna get students this way or do
yeah.
I not wanna
No,
get
no,
students this way,
I
right?
get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Because it's so easy, like, you don't have to pay for it at all,
Yeah, I
right? Like,
hear
you don't have to
you.
pay for a Google My Business
Yeah,
account. People just type in math tutor near me and boom, you're like if those people are closest to you, you pop on up. Or if you're one of the 3 closest businesses to them, you
mhm,
will pop up. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's totally up to you. I know Suzanne also, she mentioned this because she had a huge privacy concern. She actually had a stalker situation
oh,
in her
no.
life.
Yeah,
Um, and so she had this concern she first used a PO box, it says, but then later changed it to her address of her residence. And she has still been safe and hasn't had any issues with that specific person in her life that was causing problems in an earlier time of her life. Uh,
yeah, well, that's pretty terrifying.
it
Um,
is.
mm,
I know. It really is. It really is. And she's really come a long way from, that there's no way I'm gonna put my information out there to just kinda slowly doing some of these smaller steps of putting herself on out there, and today she is constantly getting a lead of students coming on in, so it
Mhm.
definitely can help. What are some of the things that you're gonna take back from today that we were able to talk about that you'll be able to put into practice for your business?
Okay, Google My Business.
Mhm,
Website SEO.
mhm,
My social media posts should have more the image that I include in my social media posts should have a little more information about a CTA. When it comes to I've really been mimicking what I see on LinkedIn,
mm,
and like from people who have successful businesses, are successful
mhm.
posters, are LinkedIn influencers, or not influencers, just small people. But I've been studying other people's posts and trying to mimic what I see.
May
That
I offer a
fits.
suggestion?
Yeah.
Maybe read a book. Read a book on the topic by an expert, um, and start implementing some of the things that you hear inside of the book versus through observation, because we don't have all their analytics of what's working
Mhm,
and what's not working for
mhm,
them. We don't know who's moving forward and becoming clients. At the end of the day, yes, engagement is a really good idea to know, like, oh, is this working for them? But you can have a ton of engagement and still not have clients, and we'll
yeah,
never know that data
yeah.
from just looking at other people's social media. We'll never have that data unless we're talking to them personally and saying,
Mhm,
"Hey, so how many students did you get in the past week?" Right? So,
mhm,
I would say start with reading some books on LinkedIn and checking that out,
mhm,
and there's a ton of them that are out there that you can read, and then slowly start optimizing. Or inside of the Insider Secrets Club, we just, focused on LinkedIn last month, and so we had a lot of us going on in and really doing, like, a deep dive inside of LinkedIn where we were actually, like, we were in there when we were in there together, we did a field trip, and we all started, posting recommendations for each other, and we started, posting endorsements for each other, which are some of those, social media highlights that really help people stand out when they see those recommendations, when they see those endorsements and all that kind of stuff. It can be really, really helpful. So I would suggest maybe not looking what everybody else is doing because we don't know what their ROI is from their business, but go directly to the experts, the people who've written books, the people who are having the success inside of there so that you can have more success as well. Just a thought. I mean, again, you can take it, you can leave it, but I think that when we just observe other people, we don't know what we don't know. We are just observing and copying, but we don't know what actually works. And so then we're copying, but we don't know what we're copying and why we're doing it that way. And so that'll be important to kind of take into consideration as you move forward. So good. You're gonna look at Google My Business, website SEO, social media, and we've got another great impact coming up in May. We'd love to have you come and join us. And we've got obviously our community inside of the Insider Secrets Club where we continue to learn each of these things and have groups that meet together and stay focused on putting the right actions in at the right time. I know you're taking lots of actions and doing lots of things, which is fantastic, and you've got some great support and people inside of your court. So it was awesome being able to connect with you. And if you guys are interested in trying out the game of tutoring, all you have to do is go to onlinetutorcoach.com/game, and you will be able to see how you can find out what your level is and begin receiving some of the lists and checklists to be able to guide you into putting the right pieces in place. Thanks for joining us today, Michelle. I hope you have a wonderful
Thank
rest of
you
your
so
day.
much. I'm so glad that you
Yeah.
invited me to come on. I appreciate it. Okay,
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day.
thanks. Bye.
Bye.